Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Happy cosmic birthday to the one, the only heavy little D. Man, woo! Man, that was a good brother. Man, when I say he was a good upfront brother, I am telling you, he was a good brother. And today, him and I were born the same year, so he would have been 56 years old today. Would have been 56 years old today, my brother, Heavy D, who passed on November the 8th, 2011. And when you add his birthday all across, it adds up to a number 6. If you add, I'm talking about May plus 24 plus 2011. If you break it all the way down, it adds up to a number 6. And he died of a heart problem. And 6 rules congestion in the heart. So when that 6, and remember I told y'all before that all the health cycles are the even number cycles. And our brother Heavy D died in a 6th year and was born connected to the number 6, of course. That 24 is also connected. So along his life, he had to be very careful of what he intaked in his system so it wouldn't cause congestion. So, you know, a lot of people don't, if you going back, they said he died, I think he was walking up the stairs going to his house or something, and died of a massive heart attack. And they said it was like a congestive heart attack. So, you know, and he was a big guy, he was a big dude. Had the pleasure to meet Heavy D at one of the Tamika Reggae Awards that was produced by Clinton Lindsay, and his daughter, Clinton Lindsay's daughter, is named Tamika, so he named his award show after Clinton Lindsay. Clinton Lindsay named it after his daughter, Tamika, who's online now. Clinton Lindsay, you can check him out on YouTube. He's showing all and telling all the stories about his reggae past in the dance hall world and in the reggae community. And he's still on radio, has his own radio thing, but and he tells some great stories. That particular evening, I think I was one of the presenters. I wasn't one of the MCs. I was just one of the presenters because our radio station was one of the sponsors. So I had to be one of the presenters and all that kind of stuff. And I got to meet Heavy D was rolling with Buju Banton and Fat Joe at the time. And that was cool. And I think Patra was there. I think Lady Patra was there. Patra, she was there. And Patra and I know each other from when we was young. We got interviewed on radio years ago with Clinton Lindsay. She came on first, and then I got on second. But she was calling in from Jamaica, and I came on live in the studio. At that time, my song went up to number 5 on the chart. So I got some stories, man. I got some stories. And some of it is in my book. No promotion is bad promotion. You can get my book through Linktree. On my Linktree, you see all the links to my books. No promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. And then I got my autobiography that I'm working on. Boy, it's something to pull something out. Like, 'cause when you're writing something like that, it could trigger a lot of past stuff, you know. So I'm just into the titles of each chapter right now, because you have to unpack when you're writing. You have to unpack what each chapter is going to mean to you, even if you don't have the title of the book. So if y'all are planning to write, and I do suggest that many of you do write your story, tell your story. All right, today's subject. Align with your divine numerovational mind. Align with your divine numerovational mind. Remember, the word numerovation comes from 2 words. Numero, which is numbers in a Latin fashion, and then vation from motivation. Using your numerals to motivate you. And once you learn to align with your numerovational mind, it can be very helpful. Those little clips that I throw up there about the numbers, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to numbers. It's just to help stimulate your mind on what you need to pay attention to on a positive and a negative, or what I like to say, on a higher frequency and a lower frequency. And if you're not doing either or either, then you can be complacent and you can become complacent. And complacent means you're comfortable. And if you're comfortable where you're at, maybe that's what you're supposed to do. I tell people, if you're comfortable, hey, comfort is the enemy of growth. Comfort is the enemy of progress. And if you want to be an enemy to yourself, stay comfortable. Be happy where you are. But like Bob Proctor said, I think it was either Bob Proctor, who was born July the 5th. He passed on about a couple years ago. Bob Proctor said his grandmother used to say, be satisfied, be satisfied. Then he had to, in his older age, he realized that he had to correct his grandmother. He had to say, never be satisfied. Be grateful, but never be satisfied where you're at. Be grateful. Be grateful for where you're at as far as your home, where you're living. Be grateful for it, because at least you have a roof over your head. Even if you are watching me while you're in a shelter, at least you have a shelter over your head. At least there are outside entities that can provide shelter for either men or women, no matter how deplorable it is, no matter how stressful it can be, especially for the sisters, how stressful it can be, because sometimes women get raped, molested, or or disrespected in these places. And sometimes they move you from a shelter to a 1 bedroom, especially if you have children. They try to move the women through to get them back on their feet. There's a whole lot of stories out there. But be grateful for what you have at this point of time, but never be satisfied. The body is never satisfied with the stages that they're in. That's why time is real as far as the growing process of the element of growth. But time can be an illusion when it comes to clocks and all that kind of stuff. They had to set time to put things in order, when people work, when people go to sleep and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but there's stages in life that we all grow up from childhood to now. So there is some type of movement that is revealing that time is happening, that we are what we call time today. Let's say what we call time is just a word. It's just a word. So in order for many of us, and I want you to share this with a person that might, don't understand the numbers, because I seem to bring it from a simple perspective. And the number 24, this day, if you want to use the vibration of this particular day, whether the 24, whether the 5, whether the 2023, whether you want to use the 18 that it adds up to, or the 9 that it adds up to, each one of us, no matter if you're born on this day or you just want to use the energy of this day, any one of those numbers you can use. Anyone is showing, I'm just showing you that there's no limitation to your alignment with your divine numerovational mind, because once you set in your mind the interpretation of each number, then you could tap into each guided interpretation to take you to another level of development in your life, step by step by step. And it doesn't have to be hard. Make the quote unquote work, like Dr. B. Sirius says, make the quote unquote work play. I got a new word for it, plurk. I like to plurk now. I'm not twerking, I'm plurking. That means I'm mixing the play with the work. And if you're going to plurk hard, because when play and work comes together, it means you love what you do, you're enjoying what you do. And when you love and enjoy what you do, you never labor. There's no labor to it. You're loving what you do. So the new word, family, is plurk. We are plurk. We are going to go to plurk right now. Plurk. P-L-O-R-K. Plurk, not plork. It's plurk. Or we can spell it P-L-E-R-K. Let me say it. P-L-E-R-K. Let's put it like that. Plurk. Plurk, not plork. We're plurking. We're playing while we're working. Plurk. And if you play, like when people think, my children think I go on vacations when they see me going to Florida or go to Arizona. No, I'm not in a vacation. I'm on a paycation. I keep on telling people. I keep on saying that. Change the language in your head. Change the language in your mind, and you will get aligned with your divine numerovational mind. You got to change the language. Thanks to people like Reverend Ike that remind us to change the language of our head. Stop saying you're spending money and learn to circulate money. Because if you're circulating money, it's coming back to you. No matter which way you go, if you're circulating your money, it's coming back to you. Whether you go if you're circulating your money, it's coming back to you. So align with your divine numerovational mind, because your mind actually thinks mathematical. And once you learn to apply those mathematics with the interpretation that our ancestors had given us in antiquity, how to use or how to interpret the patterns, cycles, and sequences of life, and each number from 1 all the way to an infinity, but let's say from 1 to 9, and even the combination, then you will be able to align with your divine numerovational mind. So let's say we take the number 24 today. In my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, let me give y'all a good look at it. Make y'all take a good look at it so y'all know where to go get it. And if you want to buy it as a present for somebody, it's all right. Go get that present for somebody. Go get that present. Now, in my book, on the bottom there, it talks about the number 24. It says the number 24 is a symbol of assistance from those in high ranking positions. According to some older studies of numbers, it is known as a promising number when it appears in connection to the future event. The number 24 person is known to have an energy that can be very favorable with the opposite sex because of its apparent sensual magnetism. Number 24 people can be very intuitive, loving, structured, and they must strive to maintain balance and harmony in their life and learn to find inner peace. Let's take it from there. So, if you want to use, if you're not born on the 24th or the 6th or the 15th of the month, but this is particularly speaking about the number 24, this is a good day for each one of you, no matter what you're born under, to develop and to stay intuitive, loving, structured, balanced, and harmonic, and also learn to find inner peace. This is a good day to find inner peace. Because remember, the number 24 is the symbol of assistance from those in higher places, in higher ranking positions. And I'm not talking just about physical. I'm talking about spiritual. So anytime you read my book, always look at it on multiple levels. Spiritual, physical, mental, look at it on multiple levels and apply it to you. Apply it to yourself. Because one of the best nations is applications. One of the best shuns is application. One of the best shuns is application. Application. Applying it for yourself. And then the number 24 is also the number of creative self-expression. Creative self-expression. So on a 24th day, personal day that we're under right now, it's time to be creative and self-expressive. It's time to be creative and self-expressive. Now, the negative of the number 24, the lower extremities of the number 24 is being self-righteous, being judgmental, being controlling, being narrow-minded, being resentful, being insensitive, and being rude. Now, in my book, I tell you the inner works insight, please refer to numbers 2, 4, and 6 in my book, because 24 is a combination of 2, 4, and then it equals the 6, all of that pertaining to those numbers also. So if you're born connected to the number 2 or the 4 or the 6, those even numbers, those numbers are very important to also recognize and research, because you're born on the 24th or you're connected to the 24th. Even if your name, your first name, your middle name, or your last name is connected to the number 24. Even if your life path adds up to a number 24. Even if the day you add up to the 24th. You have to pay attention to how to interpret the numbers to help serve not only yourself, but other people, because that number 24 is also of service in a healthy manner. And you know what's so interesting? I have my tea, right? I'm gonna show y'all something. I got everybody know yogi tea, those that are into any spiritual things. Everybody know what yogi tea is. And today I opened up this tea and look what it says. Serve all in truth, in compassion, and in grace. That is a number 6 energy. I just opened this tea today. I didn't know what tea I was going to get. I didn't know what affirmation I was going to get from this tea. But it says, serve all in truth, in compassion, and in grace. Always a message, always a message. And if you're not willing to pay attention to the various messages, then you're not in line with your divine mind. If you're not paying attention to all the little messages as well as the bigger and larger messages, then you're not aligned with your divine mind. And that is what we all have to develop. I didn't get this overnight. I didn't get to use or learn my numerovational system overnight. I had to develop the system, and the system is constantly developing. To be a numerovator, not just a numerologist, but to be a numerovator, you have to bring not only the energy with it sometimes, but you have to bring the connection between the science of using numbers, the mathematics, of course, and then the application of what was taught from in antiquity from our ancestors about recognizing the patterns and cycles and sequences and being able to interpret it to motivate the person that you are giving the information to. And many of you out there would say, I'm very motivated. And yes, there's down times, but you got to learn to also be in alignment with your divine numerovational mind so you could always take yourself up. So like I said yesterday on the live about the accountability teachers or the accountability team that you have to have around you. You have to have an accountable team. And guess what? Your numbers can be a part of your mathematical accountable team. So the month you're born, the day you're born, the year you're born, and the numbers connected to your name is a part of your accountability team, because then you could go into my book, or you can go into Lloyd's book, or you can go into any numerologist book that you feel that you connect with and read the positive interpretation of that numbers, and you can make those interpretations an accountable apparatus of guidance for you. You don't have to always go down the negative road or go down this. And even if you're going down the sad road or the shadow side, you got to understand the balance between the shadow and the lit world, the world of enlightenment. That you don't have to go down the negative of the shadow where you become destructive. That's why in my book, I talk about the 4 paths. The path of constructive, the path of obstructive, the path of destructive, and the path of complacency. I talk about the 4 path. The 4 is a foundation laying number for a mental foundation as well as a spiritual foundation, so you can build on that foundation to be the grand person that you are. Does it take levels? Yes, it takes building process. There's a building process. If you study the architect, or if you study the contractor, and I grew up with contractors. My grandfather was a contractor. I grew up with contractors. My uncles were contractors, and they were builders and knew how to build frames and build houses and homes and all that. But if you study them, you see how much precision they have to have. They have to have what they call the balancer. You know, they put that little stick on top of everything and balance out, make sure the mercury or the liquid inside of it is balanced out. You got to be precise when you're building a home. You can't just build a home any goddamn way and it doesn't measure out. It's going to fall. So in order for us to be aligned with our divine numerovational mind, we have to measure it up and put the building balancer on every brick that you lay. You have to be willing to put the balancer. I have the balance too in the garage too. I should have had it out there for a teaching moment. You have to put the balancer even in tables. I'm on a table. In order for this table to be evenly yoked or evenly balanced, they had to put a balancer on it to show that it's level and it's not going to fall, and every part of the table is stable. So you got to be able to be aligned with your divine numerovational mind so you can balance yourself, balance your focus, balance who you are, balance your greatness. Be willing to put every level of your potential on top of each other and become the great person that you are, whether on a small level or a larger level. It is totally up to you. It's in your hands. It's in your hand, and everybody should clap for themselves. Clap for yourself. Clap for your greatness. Clap for your potential. Clap. Every muscle just clap. You better clap. Clap. Clap for yourself. Because you made it here to this day. You're here to this day. You're here this day, watching your brother this day. Clap. Now, the universal number for today adds up to a number 18, which is a 9. When you add that 5 plus that 2, which is a 7, 7 plus that 4, 7 plus that 4 is which is 11, 11 plus that 7 equals 18. Boom. That's 7, that 2023 adds up 7, 18. 18 is the number of the moon. It's a sensitive number. And in my book, I talk about the number 18. And if you go in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, in tarot, that's a number of the moon. So if you go in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, again, it's numerovation for mental stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. This is what this book is for. And if you're not open to the motivation, then it won't work for you. I'll be honest with you. If you're not open to the motivation in the book and the interpretation that I have to, and being willing to unpack it, then you're not ready. You need to do some more inner work. But this can be a starting guide for each and every one of you, if you're willing to tap in. Now, the number 18, which equals a 9, in my book, it says, is the symbol of the material side striving to destroy the spiritual side of nature. Let's stay right there. Number 18 is the symbol of the material side striving to destroy the spiritual side of nature. So you got to bring the balance. And then I go on to say, in certain older systems or studies, it is sometimes known as a karmic number. And it indicates the exploration of secret realms. So 18, this is a good day to start exploring the secret realms of your inner being, your inner alignment, the spiritual side, and understanding the material and the spiritual must bring balance in order for it to be a very good, complete day. In my book, I talk about the journey is not without its dangers and its warnings. The journey of the number 18 is not without its dangers and its warnings, because remember, in the Chaldean system, when 1 plus 8 comes up into a 9, 9 can reflect danger on the negative level, but also can reflect a higher form of love and completion and creativity and humanitarian on another level. Everything has its duality. And once you understand that duality, then you could go ahead, because that number 18 also represents being a headstrong leader, humanitarian with understanding and compassion for all people. So today is a good day for you to be headstrong and have compassion and love for all people, because it adds up to that 18, which is a 9. And in the tarot, the number 18 is considered the moon card. It's depicted in the tarot. The number 18 is called the moon and can depict deception and unforeseen peril. However, many concealed things are to be learned even by those who are already advanced on the path. The number 18 also reflects that the developing soul must hold tight to a spiritual power that is the sustainer of all things. You have to learn to tap into the spiritual power when 18 shows up. Because the number 1 represents a creative, assertive, a spiritual, creative, assertive energy that you have to have. And then the number 8 not only deals with abundance, but it deals with recognizing the strong assets that you have that's already within you. So you have to, this is a good day to align with your divine numerovational mind. And then connect your number to this day. Connect your personal number to this day. Connect your personal numbers to the universal day. So if you're born on the 1st or the 6th of the month, let's say you can 118, that 9, you break it down all the way to 9. 9 plus that 1 equals 10. That leads you to the Wheel of Fortune mentality for today. Today would be a Wheel of Fortune mindset. If you're connecting it to the universal number of the day. If you're born on the 6th and you connect it to the 9, that equals 15, which is a 6. That brings not only that balance between the physical and spiritual realm, because we know that in tarot, that number 15 is known as the devil card. Remember, the devil was once an angel of light. So you gotta make a decision which one you're gonna choose. You're gonna choose the lesser frequency of the devil or the higher frequency before he became the devil. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm showing you how to use the universal alignment of the day. It adds up to an 18, which is a 9, and you add it to your personal day, your personal birth date, the date that you're born, or you can add the month. I mean, there's so many ways. The month, your day, and this particular day, and this particular universal day. You can do anything to keep yourself motivated because there's no limitation. There's no limitation. Numbers have no limitation. That's why they can go into, that's why they got numbers called infinity numbers or infinite numbers. They got it in the books. When I go into the mathematical books by people like Galileo and Isaac Newton and other scientists that I study, there's infinity with numbers. There's an infinite numbers. You can keep on counting and counting and counting and counting and counting and counting. Adding on, subtracting, multiplication, all of that. So that's right. That's like No Limit Soldiers, like and big up to people like Master P. Master P is born on the 29th of April. Master number, that 2 plus 9 equals 11. Master number. Master P. Big up to him, man. Master P, y'all don't know, behind the scenes, he be helping out a lot of people. He does a lot of help. No matter what he's going through, what he went through with his sons and his children, we all going to go through it. I'm going to go through it with my children too, because when it comes to children, and I'm glad I'm dealing with that, because remember, the 24 adds up to a 6, and that deals with family. Sometimes the parents don't know what the children are thinking because they came through with their own mind. And sometimes the children refuse to learn what the parents went through before they was even born. And if you don't find that balance, then you won't have a successful relationship with your children. If you're not willing, as a parent, if we're not willing to let them know the truth about, instead of hiding, my parents hid a lot of stuff. So a lot of disdain and problems is because they hid it instead of shared it. Where a majority of my children can talk to me, where probably 2 or 3 of them might not talk because they haven't really sat down and listened to the story that I have. And if they care about the story, I don't know if they care about the story. It's all good. But obviously, for me to become what I became over the years, whether I was a good father or not, or whether I was there or not, there was a story with that. And it behooves both the parent and the children to come together to learn about each other so we can find an even ground to meet and say, you know what, from this point on, we're going to heal this. From this point on, it's about healing. Because I went through my drama and you're going through your drama. And if we learn to heal from both sides of the drama, then we can bring some real divine aligned healing. What's up, California? California, I was in that entertainment world for years, even before SOBs. I've been in that entertainment. We linked up at SOBs, but that world can keep you away from your family. That world can keep you, because sometimes you don't want to, especially in those times, there was too much smoke, there was too much drugs, there was too much madness in a lot of these clubs. You wouldn't want to bring your children into that and your wife and all that. You didn't want to do all of that. I didn't want to do that because I knew the elements of it. So I kept them at bay without without letting them be a part of the growing process of my entertainment company. And that is very important. You let your children see what you're doing. And I, by those tough lessons, now I've learned the lesson and why. Yeah, Brooklyn College. Yeah. We went, when those shows, because I remember I performed at Brooklyn College years ago. Red Fox, Screechy Down, all of us. I think Rayvon, I think, we probably met. Katrina was there too. Big up to Katrina. Katrina was also there. Ian, everybody was at Brooklyn College back in those days. Yeah. So it's interesting because in order for you to align with your divine numerovational mind and help your own family and children to align with their numerovation, sometimes your children and your family around you don't get what you're doing. They don't get it. They don't know what this next level of healing is all about. Sometimes your own mother and your own father don't get it. My mother and my own father, for many years, didn't get my transformation because I had to go through many depths. And depth to me is transformation. I had to go through many depths other than trying to take my life 3 times. The last time was in Temptation nightclub. Big up to Stone. Stone is here. I used to work in Temptation. I almost did it in Temptation. And then I had a spiritual intervention happened in Temptation. People don't even know. I've told it before, but nobody know that there was somebody that ran up the stairs and say, "Is Simon here?" Boom, boom. And then they started saying great things about me. We wanted to rent the club because they heard somebody was talking about me. And I had the rope getting ready to take my life. People don't even understand that. I had the rope at Temptation. But there was always, every time I thought about it, there was a spiritual intervention. Every time. 3 times. And the third and last time, that was it. I ain't doing it. I want to go out in my sleep and relax. And I want to that's how I want to transition and sleep, in my sleep. That's how I want to do it. But every time, that's why I know I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to do today. That's why I know I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to do today. And my job, family, is to remind you, get aligned with your divine numerovational mind. And one of the ways is through your own personal numbers that you've grown up with ever since you found out that you had a birthday. Those numbers are definitely critical for your guidance if you understand the interpretations and keep the interpretations high. Keep with the highest level of it. And although we might go through our weak sides and our weak spots, although we might have gone through some stuff, we have the power. And the Creator sends us the reminders. The universe sends us the reminders. Whatever you want to call him or her, it sends you the reminder of who you are every day. There's a reminder every time you wake up in a bed or on the floor or wherever you are. There's a reminder that you can still align with your divine mind, and numerovation can be one of the apparatuses to help align you with your divine mind in you. To help align you with the divine mind in you. And like I said in my post yesterday, have an accountability team. And sometimes I might be your accountability team and I don't even know you. You might be my accountability team when you go up there and send a message, but I don't even know you. Reverend Ike is definitely one of my accountability team. Dr. Phil Valentine, definitely one of my accountability team. People like Dr. Shakira Moore, definitely one of my accountability team. People like Dr. Africa, definitely one of my accountability. Living and now transition, definitely part of my accountability team. And Queen of Food, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Clark, all these people that I watch or listen to that may have transitioned, they're still a part of my accountability team. The Baba Ashra Kwesi's, his wife, Mira Kwesi, men, women, children, your own child, watching your grandchildren play and enjoy that childlike attitude is also a part of the accountability team. You got to put on the full armor of the Creator. And I talk about that in my book, putting on the full armor of God. There's a full armor. The full armor of God is not just religious. The full armor of God is spiritual. The full armor of God is esoterical. The full armor of God is physical. The full armor of God is religious. The full armor of God is numerology. The full armor of God is astrology. The full armor of God is cardology, because we're multifaceted. We're multidimensional. So we need different armors for different dimensions. We need different armor for different dimensions. Let me say it again. We need different armor for different dimensions. The physical, spiritual, the first, the second, the third, the fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension. We need armor for every one of them as we grow and align in our divine numerovational mind. On that note, family, tonight, I have a double header on my YouTube channel tonight on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. On my Facebook at King Simon Productions, or King Simon on my Facebook. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, I'm packed on King Simon, but King Simon Productions, you could always join that. Also on Numerovation Nation. Man, I have a double header. At 7 o'clock, I have the metaphysic artist and actor, and now an author of a metaphysical book, Donnie Arcade. He got a metaphysical comic book for children and adults. He'll be on. I have one of his books. I'll be showing that. Donnie Arcade will be on. He also was nominated for one of the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. So make sure you call in or text that number 954-245-0086 to nominate Donnie Arcade. I'll have him on tonight at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 8. And then from 9 to 10, I have the one, the only Conjure Queen coming in. Conjure Queen is going to be in. Me and Conjure Queen has history, but I never had her on my show. Her and I have history, but never had her on the show. She always used to vend for my different events, especially at Nicholas and all that. She used to come out and vend her oils and her candles. Her beautiful candles were so beautiful back in those days. We're going to talk about all her journey, Conjure Queen, at 9 o'clock tonight on King Simon Presents Only Quality People on YouTube. If you want to find a link, go straight to my link tree, take you to all my YouTube channel. I only got 2 YouTube channels. I got 2 websites. I got all my links to everything, Twitter, everything on my link tree. So you can go to all my links, even my private group on Facebook, the Ministry of Numerovation. I got a private link on Facebook where y'all get all the goodies exclusively, sometimes first. And remember, on Sunday, I'll be speaking to Copper Vibration. Copper Vibration will be coming on. The jewelers extraordinaire, Copper Vibrations. They are the Copper Vibration of the world, man. Those two, that married couple, they are strong. On the 28th, and then on the 31st, we have the one, the only Sonia Barrett. Only those who was with us with LIU back in the day know who Sonia Barrett is. Brother Shabazz used to bring her in back in the day. Now she's even ingrained into the neuroscience. So we're going to be speaking about neuroscience and what she's been up to, what she's doing, what workshops she got coming up. I compare her to Jewel Pookrum. Like, she is the new rising of Jewel Pookrum's energy, from that young energy that Jewel Pookrum had back in the day to now. This sister's ready. I used to listen to her CDs to go to bed, and she used to be breaking it down from a neuroscientific mindset. So we got Sonia Barrett coming in on the 31st. That's a Wednesday. And then Ankh Rising Sun will be on with me on the 7th of June. Then Dr. Phil Valentine, the 11th of June. I got some amazing people coming on, so y'all got to tune in and lock in. And On the 31st, that night, I will be on Forbidden Knowledge TV with Nikki Shepard and Antonia, Sister Antonia, on mental strategists. We're going to be talking about mental health. So y'all want to tune in on that. After I do Sonia Barrett on the 31st, then I'll be jumping right to their show next after that. So they're going to interview me on Forbidden Knowledge TV podcast with, it's called The Mental Strategist. And one of the mental strategies for our people is my book. This is the only book that delves right into the subject matter for mental stability. The only book. Only numerology book, put it like that. Not the only book, the only numerology book or numerovational book that delves right into mental stability. But you have, and it's not long. I get straight to the point. I don't dilly-dally. That's why it's not a thick-ass book. You don't need thick-ass things sometimes. Sometimes you got to get straight to the point. Stop putting in the fluff. It only has 106, 107 pages. You got to get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? You got to get straight to the point. You know? So, family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe out there. Be strong out here. We're out here. I'm on the Mountain of Stone right now. If you don't know where Crystal Mountain, that Stone Mountain is the original Crystal Mountain. It is a quartz crystal. Google up what Stone Mountain, what type of stone is Stone Mountain. Just Google it yourself. So when you climb that mountain and you put your energy and get the energy from that mountain, that's why when we go up there, we'll take off our shoes and go and meditate. And Brother Richard's about to do something else again. I think he's going to do something in June, on June 11th. I think we're going to climb that mountain around June 11th or July 11th. We're going to do that 11 thing. So we definitely going to climb the mountain again. And it's not a hard climb. Y'all need to come on out here. We here. Myself, Brother Rich is here. Brother Panic is here. Sister Khadidra, Professor Griff, Soleil. You'd be surprised how many people is here. I'm like, damn, everybody up here. You know what I mean? So, and it's above sea level. And Georgia is above sea level. Right now, I live in Stone Mountain, so that's definitely above sea level. So we live in above sea level just in case there's some crazy tsunami going on. Just in case. At least we're in Georgia, where I know we above sea level. That's Aquarius Maximus is here. Nina Diamond is here. We here. Ra'aku is here. We here. We in this. And if you're going to be in town for June the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, the Wonderful Wizard of Ra. It's a free event that Tassili Ma'at puts on every year, the Wonderful Wizards of Ra. I might be one of the special guest speakers on it, but it's called the Wonderful Wizards of Ra at Tassili Ra Restaurant. And it's happening from June let me make sure the flyer, come on now, you got to find the flyer sometime, Yeah, let me find the flyer and show y'all. Shoot, I can show y'all, but I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all. If you're gonna be in Georgia, June the 2nd, all the way through all the way through to the 4th, it's called where's it at? I know it's called the Wonderful Wizard of Ra. Make sure she got it up here. I don't see it up here. Let me go to Tassili Ra Cafe. Yeah, let me see it. Okay, there it is. Yes, the Wonderful Wizard of Ra. Wonderful Wizard of Ra. Wonderful Wizard of Ra. Let me see.
Come on, ease on down the road. It's just a few more days left, family, for the Wonderful Wizards of Raw Food Extravaganza, June 2nd through the 4th at Tassili's Raw Reality, right there in our backyard. That's right, 1059 Ralph David Abernathy in the historic West End. We want to invite you to come out and experience our theme this year, which is called Culinary Alchemists, the Trailblazers. We want to celebrate those people who are primarily from Atlanta, recognizing they're all over the world, But we really want to celebrate them from Atlanta. Those ones who back in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s laid down the foundation so that all of us now can have these vegan eateries, can use food as medicine. We want to find out who really knows about the shoulders that they stand on. That's right, we're going to honor the ancestors who have left their bodies but left a legacy. We're going to honor those ones and ones who can't physically be with us but who know that their work paved the way. Come on and join us. That's right, I said it. June 2nd through the 4th, Tassili's Raw Reality. He's on down the road to the wonderful Wizards of Raw Food Extravaganza, celebrating the culinary alchemist trailblazers. See you there. Join us with the food, the entertainment, and tons of information for the mind, the soul, the spirit, and you already know your belly is gonna be fed. So, like I said, ease on down, ease on down. Yep.
There it is. Ease on down the road with Tassili Raw, baby. We're going to be there with Tassili. I'm going to be there. More than likely, Blue and Red Pill lives out here. We're going to be there at the Raw Reality Tassili Wonderful Wizards of Raw. I'm supposed to be one of the guest speakers. So I'm going to, break down the numbers. I'm going to have some fun with the numbers and get the people riled up on their mathematical glory and their trailblazing attitudes. So June 2nd through the 4th, the Wonderful Wizards of Raw with Tassili Ma'at right there at the restaurant. Absolutely free. You just support the vendors. Absolutely free. Support the vendors. Going to be music, going to be speakers. Queen Afua, who now lives in Atlanta, now lives in Georgia, is going to be the keynote speaker. Ooh, y'all don't understand. Wait, now talk that fast, Queen. I'm going to call Queen right after this. But I'm telling you, Queen Afua is going to be the keynote speaker at the Wonderful Wizards of Raw. So I can't wait. I hope you can't wait. And I hope to see you there. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Tune in, lock in, stay focused. And remember, align with your divine numerovational mind. Take care and use your numbers as a form of guidance. And don't forget, the book is worth it. Just go online, go get the book. You got it. Go get the book online. It's online. You can go through my link tree. It will help you out. It can help a family member out. It can help. I keep it real simple, and it's not intricate and it's not over intelligent. It's really simple. I always learn. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, sister. Keep it simple, soldier. Keep it simple, spirit. Keep it simple. All right. Be safe. Be great. Be focused. And be your great self. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be rebroadcasting this on YouTube, also on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook channels. Also, I like to rebroadcast a lot of these things nowadays. All right. Peace and love. Take care.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
The Ministry of Numerovation proudly presents Numerovation for Mental Stability, the book, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. And don't forget to get the deck. Of course, it's the Numerovation Deck of Guidance by Brother King Simon. Not only will the book guide you to stay motivated, but the deck will teach you how to use the numbers so you can better serve yourself. Get the deck and the book now. Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.